Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northernlion Plays The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. 18 wins in a row, but that doesn't matter because we're doing it daily. I forgot. Look at my sad son sitting down there, looking so bereft of joy. It's a full daily, goes all the way with the D6. How are you doing today? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. It's a Saturday. Traditionally, a Saturday, well, not traditionally. For the past 6 months or so, Saturdays have been... That's a reroll and a half. I think that is too. Saturdays have been my day off, but it's flexible. You know, I'm kind of, instead of taking a day off this week, I'm taking like 4 half days off. You can run the numbers for yourself, and, you know, I know that they don't add up to equal numbers, so that's okay. I'm taking a little vacay time, because my parents are here, as mentioned ad nauseum. Kate's also playing in a Magic the Gathering tournament right now. So, here's my thing. I take a day off for a couple of reasons. One is, you know, it isn't, genuinely, mentally, it's helped me out a great deal. But also physically, like giving my voice a day to heal, I think is probably just healthy. You know, I talk a lot. I'm in a talky profession. And I yell a lot. Like, I could speak at a more conversational tone, but you're kind of... Like, you might be like, well, me and my friends talk all the time. True, but, you know, I'm not saying that my life is harder, because, you know, I do get paid to talk, but simultaneously, I'm kind of, like, always in the presentational mindset, you know? I'm always like, and in the rest of this presentation, I will explain why. So I think giving myself a day to rest my voice is good, but that being said, I streamed for 3.5 hours earlier today. Played some Smash. Chef's Kiss Game of the Year. My only regret is that it took until 2018 for chat to let me know that a game-winning move is for Donkey Kong to grab someone, jump off the edge, and then hurl them into the angular edge of the stage so that they reflect back into the ether and get sent to the Shadow Realm. If I had known that back in the N64 era, I would have had no friends. And it would have been for a good reason, because I would have been spiking them all day. Anyway, hold on, I gotta test something. Okay, so I actually thought that Jawbone didn't do damage. Now that I see that it just does bad damage, I'm glad I took it. And I mean, Continuum is not particularly incredible either way. I don't mean to be negative. The D4 is like really extremely good. You know, I should have been, wow, the D4. Because I think the way that I react to an item is going to influence the way that people react. But when your run is kind of, you know, it's doing some interesting things right off the bat, it does feel a little weird to, you know, be excited about re-rolling it. But truth of the matter, I think, is that, you know, by re-rolling it, we do get a pretty substantial advantage. We can still, I was going to say we can use the D4 to re-roll what we get from the Devil Deal. It's questionable whether or not that's worth doing. If we get items with an enduring legacy, basically anything that's transformational, we'll like it. We're in a great spot. I mean, we have literally, like, nothing to complain about whatsoever. Especially with the D4. None of this is transformational. It's really weird. I also just tried to scratch my eye and I poked myself in it. Forget this stuff. Okay. All of this is transformational, more or less. So we definitely want to go through with all of it. And then my thinking, and normally I don't do this, so I feel very proud of myself right now. We're going to just take the D4. And then we'll pick up the Tears upgrade, just to insulate us from whatever our first reroll is. So I'm going to go to the boss trap room temporarily here. I mean, I see no reason why... We can't have a real shot at greatness here. Sure, why not? Yo, stop! That was my old teacher voice. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. That's not a teacher voice. Unless your teacher is really into bad songs that came out in the late 1970s. Look, I'm sorry to tell you. No! If you like the song, I'm Walking on Sunshine, that's fine. I'll never try to tell anybody that it's wrong to like a song. You know, if you like it and it adds net joy into the world for I'm Walking on Sunshine to come on the radio, don't let me tell you it's not worth it. But I will say simultaneously, I don't like it. Okay, now we'll D4. It is a song I like to hear on the radio, though. I can't explain why. I guess because it's just so... It's so effervescent. How can you not be at least a little into it? You know, you can just picture Ray Purdy doing an Orange Justice to it. Or a dance that's, from an intellectual property standpoint, legally distinct from Orange Justice. Okay, the reroll took us to Tiny Planet, Death's List, but also a Guppy item. So you know what I'm going to do? Because this is horrible. It's genuinely, truly heinous. We are going to try to get a battery charge here. This is fine. It's not good, but it's good enough that I don't want to... I can wait to earn, you know, a naturally occurring charge on the D4. I didn't really want to do the next floor with this kind of situation hanging over our head, but we're looking fine. We're actually... one Guppy item away from the transformation. Now, is everybody wise to it? Is everybody aware of the fact that the D4 is going to be the 2 tickets to paradise they need to get a good score today? Maybe. Maybe it's not even the 2 tickets to paradise. Maybe it's, you know, 1 ticket to Nirvana. By the way, I think we should all, you know, you can celebrate or mourn in your own way. We should all recognize GreedBut is the resource that has been used to have like a curated source of Isaac leaderboards. So leaderboards that made an effort to purge obviously fake or suspicious scores and vet people who consistently got high scores to make sure that they weren't cheating, etc., etc. Big ups to Europa for running the site for so long. All good things must come to an end. It's been an invaluable resource, and you've been a bastion to the community. So, you know, just a quick little cheer for GreedBut, a website that, you know, until this setup, you know, until we did this save file, after every daily, the next daily we would go to GreedBut, see where we ranked the day before. And I was always excited to do so. So, you know, nobody likes to hear news like that, and, you know, even I am like... well, why does it have to shut down? But simultaneously, I'm like, well, I haven't visited it in a while. So it's a little hypocritical of me, I guess, to be like, no! I mean, it's a valuable website. Don't get me wrong. Which is why I used it. I'm just at this point, you know, I'm like in a post-caring about my leaderboard position that much kind of world. I'm okay with the... and if there's still people cheating in Isaac dailies, congratulations. You know, I mean, not congratulations, keep doing it, but like, congratulations, I hope eventually you get it, what you want out of it, which I can't even imagine. Scholarship to the University of Edmund McMillan. We're doing mad rerolls because we want to get that Guppy item ASAP. I think that's worth investing in. But anyway, I didn't want to leave that on that note. Genuinely, thank you, Europa, developer and hoster of the website, for your contributions to the community vis-a-vis GreedBut over the years. Best of luck with what you're doing in the future. And again, thank you so much for the valuable resource for the community over the years. I'm going to donate here. IV bag. Certainly not worth taking, but is it worth using? Certainly not really. But otherwise, everything's going fine. A bomb for 25 cents. That's a pretty decent deal in the whole scheme of things. We're way out of schedule. I didn't do this at the start. Let's do a quick little reminder of where a run like this goes. No. We will be doing boss rush, you know, God willing. Chocolate milk is good enough, but what do we care? You know, we need something that gives us stats. if we're going to care about it, or something that elevates our run truly to greatness. Now, Proptosis is close. Is close, and so is Jacob's Ladder, but we could always get that on a reroll later as well, which is why I wasn't too worried about rerolling it. But my thinking right now is this is a potential watershed moment for us. We could reroll into Guppy, snag Proptosis for ourselves, and that's an incredible run, and then just Sacktown the D4 for IV Bag. You know, we're in this new era of actually using the D4 tactically instead of just using it exclusively for Zane, and it's a testament to the game design that the item works so well in both capacities. It's one of the best Zane items in the game, and it's definitely also one of the best tactical items in the game. And there are still people out there, and I mean, I have my own, you know, problems when it comes to being good at Isaac to begin with, but there are still people out there who they recognize, you know, Zane and tactics as mutually exclusive. I heartily disagree. So obviously we'll Joker here and look for a deal with the devil. Krampus, fine by me, dude. Please stand still. My damage is very sick right now. He's spinning. That was a weird spin. Usually he goes closer to the center. Oh, you're in trouble, buddy. Please. Reroll. We are not Guppy. Reroll again. We're not Guppy. Yo, but look at this. Let me think about it. By leaving, I'm only passing up on Krampus's head as a spacebar item, which is a much better spacebar item for us probably than well, I mean, either a D4 we don't want to use, or alternatively, we could also think about the IV bag. But it really is a tough call. I do want to see what we got in here. If we got, like, endless battery charges, which it appears that we might take a stab at it. Let's do it. Yes, mother. Decent, but we'll go a little further. Yo, Ipecac. This is where we stay. So let's fish. Mom's key. Mom's box as well. This is totally fine. Hey! I want it. You son of a gun. So, by the way, we're on Flooded Caves 1, so we have a huge, like, time discrepancy to make up. I think this is where we want to stay, though. We only got 3 damage out of Proptosis, so clearly, like, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think a 26 rate of fire with 47 damage is, like, unbelievably great. You gotta look. Sorry. And I see them haters giving me salty looks. Lowry's 50 told me, go ahead, switch your style up, and if they hate, then let them hate and watch the money pile up. It's the good life. We didn't even have 2 cats going crazy. We just got 1 cat flipping out in the main room. Ruka, what's wrong with your brother? Usually you're the one causing all sorts of, you know, shenanigans. This guy woke me up at... It's like the animal kingdom is gruesome, dude. Like, as bad as human beings are. And, you know, human beings, if anything, we're bad because we have the capacity to separate ourselves from our most animalistic desires as a result of, you know... Most people having, well, most people in North America, at least, having their biological needs taken care of on a regular basis. You know, we don't need to kill each other for food. We just go to the grocery store. That might be a slightly hot take, but you get what I mean. You know, I think it's a lot easier to be nice to people when you don't have to worry about your day-to-day survival. And I know that there's aspects of society that do have to worry about their day-to-day survival. I'm just saying, okay? I'm trying to make a broad point. My apologies. But, like, so these cats, they live together, and, you know, basically for Tomo, they have for his whole life. Why not? Tomo likes Ruka. Ruka goes through fits and spurts. Sometimes they're close, but when Ruka bullies Tomo, it's like, I have to step in. Because it's like a full-on... It's not fair. It's like a fighting game where just one is way better at it than the other. Tomo is a nice and sensitive boy. Sometimes he'll sneak up and bite Ruka, but he never does any like weird domination stuff, you know? Ruka will chase Tomo around. And then Tomo has like a little box that he likes to hide in. But on top of the box is a scratching pad. And Ruka will, like, if he's really mad at Tomo, he'll sit on top of the box that is Tomo's house and just, like, block the way out with his paws. I'm telling you, like, it's no joke. The animal kingdom does not mess about. So, by the way, in case you're like, why'd you get stuck on this crappy run, NL? It ain't like that. We're waiting for one guppy item. We get one guppy item. We've chosen our place to get off. You know, it's like having two train stations where you can get off. You know? You can get off at Stadium Chinatown. Or, you know, if you're worried that it's going to be busy there because there's a Canucks game, you can get off at Main Street Science World and just walk. You know, one's going to be better on X day, one's going to be better on Y day. Dude, I actually think that, like, car battery... Crack the Sky might be better, but there's more of an upside on Mom's Box here. Please don't quote me on that. So, you know, everybody is going to probably end up at a slightly different permutation of where to stop here. Ipecac, without being intellectually dishonest, because Proptosis kind of sucked for us, but what wasn't that good for us? Ipecac is a decent place to stop. I don't feel bad about that at all. Now, Illuminated Bulb... It's a tempting offer. Speed up. But I think we're just much better off with the Cancer Trinket. We'd also like to refill our Bone Heart because... And dude, the spiders are doing so well. We'd like to refill our Bone Heart because otherwise if we get hit once, we'll lose our Deal with the Devil chance. But it's not urgent. And if anything, you know, it's a long run. Benefits a long tail approach to it. Although we could explore. We kept the Bone Heart on that one. That's weird. It's like it pushed a Demon Heart off. We're gonna leave early. Oh, he pooped. That's why he went crazy. We're gonna leave early so that we have more than enough time for boss rush. I don't know if you're like that. I was talking about that with my parents today when we were having lunch. You know, they're going to see a hockey game. The hockey game starts at 5. At 3:40, both me and my parents were like, you know, we should probably get going. I guarantee right now, even as I'm recording this, the game doesn't start for 23 minutes. They probably got to the stadium, like, I don't know, maybe an hour ahead of the game start. And the whole time they're walking, because I'm, you know, the fruit of their loins, more or less, and also the fruit of their minds. If they're anything like me, and I think they might be, they were like, man, what if, like, what if we're walking, or we're taking the train, and, like, 9 trains in a row don't show up at the station? What if, somebody's just gone nuts, and they refuse to let the doors close so that the train can leave? What if they're doing construction and they make us take a detour? What if the game starts early? You know, I don't have there's literally like no rational explanation for why you would ever think these things. But these are the things that go through my mind as an early person. And it's one of my favorite subjects to touch on, but yeah, why not? You know, is the late person versus early person dynamic. We talk about it all the time. Because my wife is a late person and I'm an early person. My wife, and I say this with all due respect, sometimes is of the opinion that she can bend space and time. There's no other explanation for it. If it takes us 15 minutes to get somewhere in normal traffic, when there's 20 minutes until we should be there, I'll be like, are you ready to go? And she'll be like, yeah, just give me a minute. And then it's like 10 minutes later, you know, we're leaving with 5 minutes, and I'm like, we're going to be late. And she's like, do you think so? And I'm like, yeah. Unless, you know, we're living in Ellen Page's Inception world, where the streets fold in on themselves. It's nobody in human history has ever made, you know, the drive that long, that fast. I say this not to admonish my wife, because I said this in Daniel's Twitch chat. Oh, man. I guess we'll go Serpent's Kiss, but they're all good options. And somebody said, some people believe that they can bend the laws of space-time. And I think that's true. I had a friend in university. I don't think it's a gendered thing. Because he was like, you know, we'd be like, be at our house at 8. And then at 8:15, we'd text him and be like, where are you at? And he'd be like, I'm just walking over right now. And we'd be like, really? Because I just talked to one of your housemates, and they said you're still, you know, you haven't showered yet. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just like, say what you mean and mean what you say, man. It's a time management issue, but it's also an issue of respect for people's time sometimes. I'm guilty of it in the other direction. I take the length of time that something reasonably takes, and I add like 10 minutes. It depends on what it is. If it's like traffic, I'll add like 20 minutes, because you never know. And then I always end up being like 10 minutes early for things. But I think that's way better than the alternative. Yo, that was the best mom dodge we've ever had. Because the alternative is, it normally takes 10 minutes to get there. So you just assume that for whatever reason, because we live in a kind universe, that today it'll only take, you know, 1 minute to get there. I don't know, man. It takes all kinds, don't get me wrong. It is nice to be hanging with early people, though, because I'll tell you what, when there's an early person and a late person, you know what that makes? Two late people. Very, very rarely, I have to fight to get my way to leave early. And in my wife's defense, sometimes we are too early. Sometimes we leave late and we arrive early. And I hate those situations because it reinforces the late person habit. It's true. All the early people out there are saying, preach it, brother. And I'm like, I'm trying. Anyway, where was I going with this? My parents said, they're cut from the same cloth I am. Or really, I'm cut from their cloth, I suppose. Maybe we will take all stats up there. But I'm sure that they're at the stadium right now, just looking at their phones. And I'm like the same way. But here's the thing. I would rather be at the stadium looking at my phone than be at home looking at my phone, wondering when I should leave to be at the stadium. The only difference is, and I'm feeling this, I'm living this lifestyle now because these games are extremely well attended. You know, 17,000 people per game. Okay, our arena's a little old. It could use a little bit more attendance, but truth be told, that we don't use it much during the Canucks season, at least not until they get great again. But either way, hold on, let's pick this up briefly. Yo, that's plus 33 damage. Yeah, that seems decent. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say, predominantly men in the stands. You know, it is a sporting event. The gender stereotype applies, at least as far as I've seen of this tournament. So, you know, when you got to go to the bathroom at the stadium, you have to make the devil's choice. Do you choose to go during intermission, where you will spend 20 minutes standing in line to pee shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of other dudes? Not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying. You know, most people would probably prefer to have, I don't know about privacy, but like, to not stand there doing nothing in line is a high value as far as I'm concerned. Or do you go during the game, and then you're going to miss like 5 or 6 minutes of game time, probably walking from your seat up, going to the, bathroom, finding it, etc., actually doing the business, washing your hands, or for many of you, pretending to wash your hands, and rehearsing what you're going to say if someone goes, hey, that guy didn't wash his hands. Please, I would like to Oh, Lord. No. We made it. All for the exploration bonus. So I've been living this life now. I've got my own neuroses, you know. I'm not trying to sell my wife short or throw her under the bus, as the case might be. Because, you know, we went out for dinner last night. Me and my wife, because my parents are jet-lagged and fell asleep at like 6:30 p.m. And when the water came to the table, I chugged the whole glass. And she was like, "Are you thirsty?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I haven't had anything to drink since like noon." And then she's like, "Why didn't you get something to drink at the stadium?" And I was like, "Well, I don't want to have to go to the bathroom." And she goes, "Why don't you just get a small drink at the stadium?" And I said, "That's a good idea, but I still didn't want to risk having to go to the bathroom." She said, "Well, why do you get like a large drink and not drink it all?" I said, "I can't do that. If I have the liquid in front of me, I will absolutely consume it." And she says, "Well, why don't you just accept that you're going to have to go to the bathroom?" And I was like, "You don't get it." There's a whole psychology going on. I start the drought a couple of hours before the game, and then I deal with being thirsty for part of the game, and then when I leave, I just consume 2 liters of fluids as quickly as possible. There's a whole system. I don't really think about it like that. I just act in accordance with that. So I am rushing. I'll let you know I am rushing. You know why? We've done so many long dailies lately as part of it. But also, we might as well rush on the Womb 1 so that we don't have to rush on the Womb 2. Now, we might be able to get the full exploration bonus on both floors. Our time to kill on rooms is great, but it's not like 10 out of 10. It's like 8.5. Our ability to kill enemies and bosses is out of control. Preferably, I'd stop hitting myself, but we don't kill rooms that quickly. It usually, especially if there's a lot of enemies, it takes us a few shots, which means it takes us a few seconds, so I want to make sure we got the time to explore everything. Hello, Tomo. I can't help but notice that you're on my desk. Have you forgotten that this is a no-cat zone on the desk? Every other structure in the house, more or less, is fair game. You could fall asleep on the toilet tank, for all I care. You're just not supposed to be on the desk, is the thing. Now, I don't know if you think it's because, you know, Ruka's down that you can be up, or if you think that it's because Kate's not here you can get away with it. But you're not supposed to be. Even Ruka's looking at you. And now he's looking at me and he's going, "Is this guy supposed to be up here?" Tomo. I hate to discipline. Well, not discipline, but even just, like, admonish my sensitive son. Because he's genuinely a very sweet boy. But sometimes he doesn't understand. And that's okay, too. You know, I think Tomo is like, he pooped and his brain goes like, it's overclocked right now. I don't know why. He gets like a, he's frenzied. I actually think that as of right now, we stand to rank kind of badly. I don't think we'll be like, you know, we're not gonna be 5,000th. We might be like 500th. I didn't want to shoot that. Thank you. It was gonna be a hard shot to land. Mostly lack of exploration bonus, and I accept that. But also, what the heck am I doing up here? Yera, Onzus, Yera, Onzus. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll take Yera with us. Although full health is admittedly kind of tempting as well. I don't know. It really depends if our path is the best, and if it is the best, what percentage of other people were able to get there, you know? And we're one item away from becoming the Gupster, so I'd really like to visit that curse room. Again, there's a case to be made. That's a secret room, dude. I refuse. What? Okay, it's not. I refuse to believe. My brain got scrambled there. I got Tomo-ized. What I was going to say is I refuse to believe it's not a secret room. Then after I left, I was like, I believe. Then the next thing that I was going to say is maybe we want to take full health. And I think there's a good case for that. I think there's a good reason to do that. But instead, we're just going to head down with Yara. And, I mean, did we get Polaroid or negative? We got negative. So I actually think I wouldn't mind duplicating these chests and just hoping for the best. We could get a Guppy's head there. I think Hemolacria totally sucks. So I think even with Ipecac. So I'm going to take Tough Love because I'm a coward. Baby. Both active items. We want none, I think. And I actually think, why not get wild, you know? We should Diplopia after we open. Because we don't have that many keys. My 2 cents. What do we want? I mean, it's weird, don't get me wrong. But like, oh, I didn't open these ones. Or I didn't open all of them. I think, nope, no. That's fine. Doubled Sack of Sacks, I think does nothing for you. But doubled Mystery Bag does do something for you. Which is why I thought that that's kind of an interesting play. By the way, I'm an idiot, because for not having Mom's Box of Trinkets, we've actually lost 20 damage. Which is pretty horrible. Our damage is still really good. We also lost, I mean, our DPS took a real hit. Just a really, really unfortunate telepills. But when my dude creates flies, I mean, I don't want to invoke my gamer cred, but all his base are belong to us. Come on, dude. Come on, create some flies. See what happens. See what happens. Catch me outside. How about that? Those do not appear to be my flies, just for the record. I thought we had Beelzebub. Yeah, I think we've, like, the daily is still great. I mean it sincerely. But it could be greater, as demonstrated by Hasbro's principle of rhetoric, which is what could be greater than golf with the Gator. And the answer is nothing. So as a result, is this golf with the Gator? No, it's not. That's Gator golf. So it can't possibly be the greatest thing. The sweetest thing is when my love, she throws me back a rubber ball. Oh, my Gator spits back my golfing ball. Oh, the greatest thing. And Gator golf's half past, oh yeah, at the Toys R Us clearance sale. You know it's the right kind of golf. Oh, the greatest thing. That's the greatest thing about Gator Golf, to the tune of The Sweetest Thing by Utu. I don't know, they're European bands. I don't listen to a lot of world music. Thank you for the demon hearts, by the way. I would prefer if you would stop shooting, but you know what? You're keeping me honest. Got a great appreciation for that. Every once in a while, like, that joke about Gator Golf is not that good. But I'll toot my own horn, man. That bit, from a nostalgia standpoint, is inspired. Just the concept of, like, you know, this song from the year 1998 combined with the premise of Gator Golf. Like, it's why I have a lot of sympathy for SNL mostly being, like, really, really bad. is because it's so much easier to come up with something that's a good idea in concept, or like a funny idea in concept, until you have to follow through with it. That's why it's so easy to be like, hey, I got a great idea for a movie. It's about, you know, it's a sequel to Dumb and Dumber where the guys just do more and more dumb stuff. And, you know, then they make it and it blows. And you're like, yeah. It's very easy to be funny in concept. I mean, that's basically what our show is. We don't actually do jokes on our show very often. Most of the time what we do is, hey, wouldn't it be weird if there was a mandala of the president of South America? That's right, a Nelson Mandela. Hey, wouldn't it be weird if the former president of South Africa played that board game that nobody knows the rules to? That's right, a little Nelson Mandela, you know? That's what we do. Well, if on SNL, they're like, we got to fill 90 minutes of content. All right, Nelson Mandela plays Mancala behind a Nelson Mandela mandala. Here we go. Take me down. Why Ipecac, by the way? Because I'm a madman, baby. I'm a rebel, Dottie. The critics put out a hit on Dottie. I haven't seen Gotti yet. I love So Bad They're Good movies. And I've heard Gotti is this year's So Bad It's Good king. Starring Jan Travolta as Jan Gotti. I will see it. I'm taking a hardline stance. Like, I don't mind paying to see it, but I would prefer if it was just like, hey, it sucks, so we put it on Netflix. That's my favorite strategy, is when a movie fails, so it comes to a service I already use every day for free. Although, Annihilation, I paid for, and I'm never going to complain about it, okay? Like, anytime I get the chance to see some good and high-minded sci-fi, I'm a happy man. Did I like Annihilation that much? No, but I'm glad there are a lot of people out there who thought it was one of the best films of 2018. Yikes. Man, I'm bad. But Annihilation came out for free in the United States of America. And you should be offended by that, by the way, if you're American. The studio thought the movie was too smart for the American movie-going public. So they cut their losses before the son of a gun even really got a chance to get out there. It's a movie that requires word of mouth to build and be like, yo, it's very interesting. And instead, they're just like, just shovel it on a Netflix. Great for us. Not so good for the studio, or the director, unfortunately, who, again, even though I don't like the movie that much, you know, it's conceptually cool, and I wish him the ability to make many more movies like it in the future. I would love to be disappointed by more movies like Annihilation. No, I have not seen Bird Box yet. I've also heard good things. No, I've not seen Bandersnatch yet. I've heard mixed things, but we'll definitely watch it. I've already done the... You know what? Who cares? I've already done the Black Mirror bits, you know. What if me mum had a virus in her firmware update, etc., etc. This daily, I'm just like, I'm excited to see it through to the conclusion, my man. It's not bad. We're going to be in the 40,000s. I would say we're probably looking at like 300th. I don't know, it depends. There's a whole different Gwyneth Paltrow kind of sliding doors situation on this run, depending on whether or not you took the D4. And then within the D4 part of the flowchart, you know, who knows? Maybe you stop here, maybe you don't. We did get to 123 damage, which is one reason that I'm never going to complain about this run. 267, that seems completely appropriate. For now, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you think clicking the like button, that was a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion, and I'll see you next time. See ya!